Picture this. It's 2011 and you are a gleek. You love the show, you love the characters, maybe you even ship some of the characters together. Maybe you're one of the lucky few who scored tickets to the Glee Live Tour. Maybe you're going on June 11th. So now you're at the concert. You're having a blast, gleeking out, singing along, having so much fun. And since it's 2011, you're not too uncomfortable with the way Kevin McHale sings Michael Jackson's PYT. The next song starts and you're thrilled. It's Born This Way by Lady Gaga. And that's one of the songs that really defined early Glee. Jenna, Chris, and Amber have killed the first verse, and you're excitedly anticipating the chorus when precisely 37 seconds into the performance, Dianna Agron takes the stage, and your heart stops. She's not wearing her usual loosey-caboosey shirt she's supposed to be wearing. Instead, she has a shirt on that brazenly reads, "Likes Girls." Your thoughts are racing. Why is she wearing that shirt? Is she trying to tell us something? Is she coming out? Does Dianna Agron indeed like girls like her shirt suggests? You don't know it, but Tumblr, Twitter, and the L Chat, a forum where queer women commune and gossip, have exploded in a fury of activity, as someone else has posted a picture of Dianna for all the world to behold. Thousands of people around the world are jumping in to comment, to freak out, to join the chorus of thousands of voices demanding an explanation or clarification. But right now, you're blissfully unaware of all that commotion. Right now, it's just you, Dianna, and the shirt that broke the internet. You'll never forget this night for as long as you live. Okay, sorry for the drama. You'll have to indulge me in that hyperbolic intro though, because while this wasn't a big deal in the real world, in the fandom world, it really did cause a complete meltdown. Let me explain why. If you're lucky, Achele is a nonsense word that has zero meaning to you, but buckle up, I'm about to ruin your afternoon. Achele is the portmanteau, aka a combination of two people's names for Dianna Agron and Leah Michele. Yes, like so many other fandom dramas, this all comes back to shipping, and in 2011, Achele had thousands, if not millions, of shippers. The girls lived together for a time. Leah once referred to Dianna as her date, and they didn't shy away from PDA. They even made a baby together. It doesn't take much more than that to convince a bunch of feral Tumblr tweens that two people are in love. Don't believe me? Walk up to any gay woman between the ages of 25 and 32 and say, "Dianna, do you want salad?" Or better yet, what happens in Boston stays in Boston. Now, I'm not here to say anything about the ethics of real person shipping or if I think Achele was real or not. I do say a lot about this topic on this Patreon episode, so check that out if you're interested. But for now, all you need to know is that yes, people were absolutely ravenous for these two. Shippers poured thousands of words into tracking their every move. I even found an FAQ from 2011 on an old Achele shipping thread. Check this out. They've helpfully defined what Achele is, made a note of some suspicious Twitter activity on Diana's part, and explained what a BGB is.
Your big gay beard.
You'll notice they've cataloged a picture of Leah kissing a girl, and Dianna saying in an interview that maybe she'd made out with girls before. So you have to understand, while the average gleek might have been a little perplexed at why Dianna was wearing the shirt that said "Likes Girls," the stakes were exponentially higher for the Achele shippers. This was their Super Bowl, their Roman Empire, a defining moment in the ship that they were so very obsessed with. So of course you can imagine their excitement when Dianna seemed to confirm that yes, she liked girls by wearing this provocative shirt. But wait. Let me rewind because it goes way deeper than a shirt. There's an incredible series of events that leads up to this night. This actually all starts with the live performance of Somebody to Love. At the end of the song, when Amber would go and hit the high note, Leah and Dianna would hold hands with one another or hug or embrace in some fashion. It was their special moment. They even did it all the way back in May of 2009 in an early performance at the Fox Upfronts, where they were promoting Glee to the Fox network, and look, they even did it on Oprah. So this brings us to the spring of 2011. I have to give a big shout out to the blog Achele References on Tumblr because they have put a lot of this data together. This is a visual of Achele on tour during the special Somebody to Love moment. Most of the times they just hold hands, but do you see this portion where they don't for about a week starting on June 6th? Well, the night before this, on June 5th, Dianna made this weird series of tweets, first saying "Somebody to Love" in a sort of cryptic way, then pretending she got hacked. Side note, the Glee cast was always saying they got hacked, pretending they got hacked, actually getting hacked, and it caused a ton of drama on early Twitter. Make sure to subscribe because I'll probably do a video on all this someday. Anyway, the next day, Achele stops holding hands and they don't for a while. The question is why? We can't know for sure, of course, but I do think it could be related to the mysterious tweet Dianna made about the song, since that's when the hand-holding usually happened. This brings us to June 11th and Dianna strutting out in her sapphic shirt. Before we proceed, one thing you need to know is that Ryan Murphy, the creator of Glee, would often blur the line between character and castmate. It's common knowledge among Gleeks that he would create storylines around real insecurities the actors actually had. For example, when Corey Monteith gained some weight, there was a storyline about Finn being too fat to play a role, and this iconic scene where Santana dresses down Kurt seems to be based on things Ryan actively disliked about Chris Colfer. I mean, the character of Rachel, according to Ryan, is actually based on Leah Michele.
Oh, you don't speak English. You like me sing. Here are the Glee Club members who are not pulling their weight.
This is half the club.
And I practice a little bit more because you obviously have a lot you need to express.
I mean, I'd say that checks out. I estimate that Diana's Lucy Caboose shirt was actually based on some real insecurities Diana had about her body. So, when Diana wore the Likes Girl shirt, many people did think this was a personal statement on her behalf, not on behalf of her character, who is, in Glee, canonically straight.
This is a lie. Quinn Fabray is a lesbian. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Anyway, like I said, after Diana wears that shirt, the entire internet exploded with a ton of comments. Some people thought Diana had come out. Others thought that she had accidentally put that shirt on. Still, some people thought that it was somebody else wearing the shirt. And some people even said that she was high on cold medicine, and that must be why she had put it on. Diana published an essay the next day, saying she did it to celebrate Pride. Even though it wasn't the first day of Pride, and none of the other cast members did anything special to notate Pride, but anyway. According to Diana's essay, here's what happened. On the way to our dressing rooms, I passed a stack of shirts lined up on the merchandise table. The white tees were modeled after the shirts we wore in a performance set to Lady Gaga's Born This Way. This sparked an idea, and that idea ended up on stage. So basically, she said she did it on an impulse, and in the essay, she says, no, I am not a lesbian, yet if I were, I wish people would accept me for that, and I love everybody, and we should all be loving and accepting of each other. And that's all well and good, but she also said this very intense quote in the essay. Raise your hand if you've spent nights crying yourself to sleep. Raise your hand if you felt as if you'd rather hide in bed all day than face the people who make you feel small or powerless. Raise your hand if you felt you'd rather lie to people than tell them the truth about who you really are, because at least you wouldn't be the victim of hateful behavior or prejudice. And raise your hand if lying feels almost as bad. I don't know, man, this seems pretty personal to me. But there was a big online backlash to this. Fans were irritated that it seemed like Diana was pretending to be gay as a weird form of performance art allyship, and I guess at face value, that's kind of what happened. But I have some theories on this that I'll get to in a minute. Diana performs at the next show that's in Toronto, and there's still no handhold for Michele. But then Diana tweets this mysterious message about not being able to attend the Detroit show, and she is absent from that show. So, as you can imagine, this had a lot of people theorizing that maybe Diana was being punished for coming out, and the Shirtgate essay that she wrote was actually something she was forced to do, and she was being made to go back in the closet. And given the circumstances, I can understand that theory. However, the real explanation for Diana missing the Detroit show came years later in 2020 from castmates Kevin and Jenna's podcast, Showmance. Kevin and Jenna were reminiscing about the Glee 2011 tour, and they mentioned Diana actually missed the Detroit show because she had forgot her passport. So while they let her into Canada to perform in Toronto, they wouldn't let her back into the States. I have confirmed with some Canadians that this used to at least be somewhat common. Canada was a little more lax at the border back in those days. Given this reasonable explanation, I think we can put to rest the conspiracy theory that Diana was not allowed to perform at the Detroit show as a punishment for Shirtgate. She was allowed to perform at the next show in Toronto right after Shirtgate happened, so that doesn't 100% add up, and what Kevin and Jenna said makes sense. Anyway, a couple days later, Leah tweets this. And just like that, the Achele handholds are back. Diana and Leah concluded the tour on this glorious display of friendship, and everything seemed back to normal. In the years following Shirtgate, Diana has continued to make comments that suggest her sexuality is other than straight, such as when she said personal experiences from her life helped inspire her to play a gay role, when she said this.
No, I've kissed girls before, it's fun.
Oh, wait.
And she continues to share publicly things that make me ready to conclude that Shirtgate actually was a failed coming out. In this particular lens, the backlash to her Shirtgate essay seems pretty harsh. I can understand queer people being exhausted by ally overstep, but doesn't it seem like so many times that people get accused of doing something gay, they end up coming out later? At what point is it safe or even allowed to conclude that someone who is continuously draping themselves in queer symbology is actually just queer? And when, if ever, does that become our business? Remember, it's not like Diana was caught by paparazzi in a hotel room privately wearing this shirt and then had it published against her will. It seemed like she put that shirt on to start a discussion, and discuss it people did. Personally, I think it's pretty normal to discuss things that celebs do publicly and wonder why they do them. But I can appreciate other perspectives on the matter. In the end, I don't know why Dianna Agron wore that shirt. I don't 100% know what was going on between her and Leah, though I have my speculations. They quit hanging out about a year after this, and both seemed to go their separate ways and make other friends. You could tell me that anyone on the Glee cast was hooking up, and I wouldn't blink an eye. Leah and Matthew Morrison actually dated before the show even started. started, which of course makes the episode where Rachel has a big crush on Mr. Shu all the more horrifying. And Naya Rivera said this in her book.
Minus that one incident of kissing, Corey and I had a very brotherly, sisterly relationship, which was rare in a cast that had the sex drive of bunnies and the bed-hopping skills of a polygamous cult.
And that's what you missed on Glee.
I would love to hear in the comments what you think really went down. What was going on with Leah and Diana? Why did she wear that shirt? Give this video an enthusiastic like if you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe. I've got tons more coming in the pipeline. Please let me know in the comments, what do you want me to cover? And with all that said, everybody, please stay safe in 2025. Make sure to subscribe and gaslight gatekeep girl boss always. Bye, everybody.